your water bill will be sent to you via text messages. And that's how the Ghana Water Company intends to reach you to ensure that it cuts down on paperwork and travel time to your home. Indeed, some of you are be hiding. That will bring in more efficiency and reduce the cost of operations, which will also mean a possible reduction in what you pay for their services. I'm not particularly sure, but we'll see. Here is Managing Director of the Ghana Water Company, Engineer Dr. Clifford Abdullah.
It's out over a number of months now, and so we are just still expanding. We are in 5 regions now, but we're going to roll out in the other regions. But for the payment on the mobile money, you can do it anywhere in Ghana. So everywhere you are, you can pay, and then you can even get the instant message when your payment is made.
Okay. When do we?
It's because people don't have access to pay points easily. They have the money to pay, but they don't know where to pay it, and that's one. And now that we have the mobile phones, it means that you can pay from anywhere. So that's one elimination of the stumbling blocks in getting our revenue. Also, the number of days that we use to prepare the bills has also drastically reduced. And when we deploy all the smart meters, we read your meter today, you get your bill today. Because that's the system that we want to operate.
So what happens to someone who receives the alert and refuses to pay? How will this...
That's where the disconnection comes in.
So within which period when you receive your alerts that you have to make?
Those days we give you 2 months. So we'll set the system. If it's a smart meter, we can even disconnect you from remotely. We can just disconnect you. When you owe a number of this, we can just sit in the office here and get you disconnected.
So I'm asking, how long will it take with this new system you are rolling out?
We will have to reduce it to 1 month. If you keep my money for 1 month, that's not bad. But if you...
Are you emphatic about the 1 month?
Exactly, that's 30 days. Yes, when the system is rolled out, we can only allow you to keep our money for 1 month. Payment is made.
Okay. When do we intend to start the smart metering system too?
We have the first 40,000. We just want to deploy them at the gated communities, because that's where sometimes it's difficult to go because they lock their gates, so that we pick the readings without necessarily entering the premise. The second 40,000 has been ordered, and all this we are paying for our cash.
How much is this coming to us as the cost for the nation?
I think 1 meter is about 121 euros. 121 euros, you can imagine.
That's the Managing Director of the Ghana Water Company Limited, Dr. Clifford Abdullah Brahima there. I have Head of Communication, the Ghana Water Company Limited, Stanley Mate, in the studio. Let's see how this really is supposed to work. You're welcome, sir. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.
So first of all, we understand that you have denied that you've increased the tariff by 70%.
Yeah, it's not possible. We do not have control over that. It's the PLC who does that. I think the gentleman who wrote the article or the letter in the newspaper missed a few things. And now the lifeline for water consumption is within the first 5,000 cubic meters of your consumption. So if you consume within the first 5,000, your tariff is 2.5. Okay. But then if you go beyond the 5,000, the first 5,000 cubic meters, then you fall into the next bracket, which is 6.8.
Okay.
So I'm sure he's been consuming within the lifeline. Okay, and then he's moved from the lifeline to the next thing. So and you know, when you move into the next category, you forfeit the lifeline. So then you jump into the other one, and I'm sure he missed that. So that has been the problem, but it isn't any serious anomaly. It isn't anomaly an anomaly at all. Okay.
It's lack of understanding. That's perhaps shows that a lot of people do not understand your operation. So perhaps a lot more work.
A lot more education.
In the meantime, I'm not sure that he has a lot of time to do a lot of that work, because they're rolling out this new process where they will have to be sending you your bill via text messages. So I've spoken to you about this before, a bit earlier on in the year. So it's taken you a few months to now begin to roll out. The last time we spoke, you mentioned that you had done a pilot in Tema and that it had been successful. Did you try any other pilot elsewhere, or this is the full-blown program we're rolling out here?
Exactly that. After Tema, we rolled it out to the Greater Accra region, and then to the Western, Central, and Ashanti regions. So with the e-billing, the electronic billing now, it is just within these 4 regions: Greater Accra, Central, Western, and then Ashanti regions. In the next 2 months, we'll move into the other regions, but we are doing it gradually, so that we we are not found wanting anywhere. Okay, and you know, and the way some of these things work within our society. If we don't take our time, you're going to get a lot of backlash, which may derail the whole process. So we are taking our time to do it, so that our customers will understand whatever we are doing, understand it better. Okay,
Are you cutting out the paper bills completely?
Yes,
from these regions.
In these regions, the cutoff point will be in December. So that from January, we're just going to receive the text messages. And we are doing that because we want customers to appreciate that whatever they have on their paper bills is what they have on their cell phones as well.
And what if you lose your cell phone?
No, the Ghana Water Company hasn't got control over that.
Exactly. So why not? I mean, are you looking at emails, for example? Because if you lose your device, you can still access your email somewhere else.
Exactly so. So we are also using emails as well, depending on the customer. So if you want to receive your bills on emails and text messages, you give us both. If you want text messages alone, you give us the one. Whatever means you want, and it's between either a text message or email, we'll do that for you.
Data protection.
But anytime you lose your number and you go for the same number from MTN, you can still access your previous consumption. We also launched today a customer app. Okay, and the customer app can give you details of your consumption over a very long period. So you can get your statement of account. You can even use the same customer app in reporting and some other antisocial behaviors within our communities, especially when it's against the Ghana Water Company Limited. You can also have be in touch with our call center via the same customer app. There's any communications that you want with the Ghana Water Company Limited, you can have it with the customer app as well. The customer app.
So how do you get the customer app? You actually have to bring us some money so we can, run this. Bring JoyNews some money so we can run this.
We are doing more social service, so we expect you to also support us in the process.
Well, we are paying you. We are paying you, so we expect you to pay us some money.
All the payment you do is reinvested into the system.
Oh yeah, that's what you say, because I can't measure it at the moment. but let's look at how you said that people can report problems. Many times people call with reports, and they call media houses and they say there's a burst pipe here, there's a burst pipe there, and it's all over the place. People can't get water to drink, but then there's water that's just flowing away into waste.
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. Now, with a customer app, if you use an Android phone, you go to Google Play Store. If you just type in Ghana Water GWCL, there'll be a number of apps from GWCL. Then you can download the customer app, because that is what you need. Now, when you download that one, whether you are a customer of Ghana Water Company Limited or a non-customer, there's a process for you to be part or to communicate with the Ghana Water Company Limited. So if you're a non-customer, you click on the non-customer and then you register.
Is there anybody who is a non-customer?
Yes. You're a consumer, but you may not. You could be a consumer, but not a customer. So the customer is the one who is registered with us, and we have him in our system.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay. So
if you're a non-customer, you can still register with us. You go to that section. If you're a customer, you go to your customer section. You download it, and you can see everything.
So is that supposed to make it easier for people who want to report some of these incidents
that is objective.
That's objective.
That is objective.
Okay. Okay. So henceforth, please. I mean, if you call us, it's okay. But if you call us and you don't get through to us, just go. If you use an Android, just download the app, the GWCL, and you'll be able to contact
If you use an iPhone, you can also go to the App Store. And you still can go through the same process.
Okay, GWCL makes it easier. If there's any burst pipe around you, etc., let's inform them so they can work on it, so we don't waste water.
Exactly so.
Water that people cannot
You can snap and
drink.
get the Google location or the GPS location of the place, which will make it easier for us to identify where the leakage is.
Oh, I see.
That's
Ghana Water Company. Ghana Water Company Limited, using your money to go high tech. That's good, isn't it? That's very good.
It's for the convenience of the customer.
Certainly.
We want to treat you well. We want to serve you better. So it's all about the customer.
You owe it to us. We deserve it.
Exactly so.
We deserve it. But you say that this is what, and this will be, if this will be your final word. What is the level of assurance that we won't have the same problem that we have had with several other government or state agency interventions? Implementation, they will say, oh, this is brilliant on paper. This sounds really good. This sounds like high tech. But at the end of the day, we're unable to implement it properly, and we go back to square one.
Most of the directors in Ghana Water Company Limited are young men.
Okay, like
and
yourself?
you know what young men can do? Yeah, like myself.
Okay, you do look old to me though.
It's because of the small grade I have here.
Okay.
But I'm quite young.
Okay.
And very dynamic. So we want to change the system.
Right.
Okay. And so people should rest assured. We've been working on this thing for a very long time, and it was built by ourselves. The software was built by ourselves. You understand? So we worked on this thing over a period of time, and then 16 months ago we started collecting data so that we could roll it out.
All right.
Okay. So we've moved gradually until today that we are sure that we are very sure that the system is running almost perfectly.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're basically telling me that you have done your homework.
Due diligence, exactly so.
So we should trust that you have done your homework.
So. And because it is homegrown, we'll still be collecting data from our customers. We still will be surveying the system. We'll still be taking feedback from our customers to improve on the system.
Two quick ones. The last time I told you, I asked you about the cost. You were very reluctant, and I expect that at this point we should know the cost. How much did it cost us to get this app together?
So far, we've invested over 120,000 euros.
120,000 euros.
Yes,
into the project.
But for us, we are more concerned about serving our customers better. It's not about the investment. Okay.
We need to have value for money, even though we are more concerned about.
We've done the cost-benefit analysis of the process, so we know what we are doing. So we are only into 4 regions, and gradually we'll be rolling out into other regions, and that is why we are reluctant to talk about the cost involved
at the moment, because there's still about 6 or 7 more regions for you to reach.
Yes.
Okay, and data protection?
Perfect. And it's very robust, like I said initially, and the fact that we are in charge, the fact that we have done everything, we have made sure that all security systems are well in place. So rest assured, everything is safe. Okay. But still, because you are working with equipment, you are working with people who are also very, very smart when it comes to cyber offenses and all that. We are still very protective of the process, and we are very sure.
I know someone who will tell you that we cannot trust government agencies when they tell you rest assured.
But trust
it will be a cliche, but hopefully this won't be a cliche. Sure. I'm not saying it will. Thank you very much, sir, for coming. We appreciate your time.
Thank you too.
Head of Communications at the Ghana Water Company Limited is Stanley Mate, who has come all the way from his office today to have this conversation with us. So expect some text messages if you are in the Greater Accra region, the Central region, the Western and the Ashanti region. Expect some text messages from December.
Can I also conclude that if there's a customer who hasn't received any text message in the last 6 months, he should report to our nearest district office, and we'll have him inputted into a system. Yeah.
I haven't had one, but I can understand
Maybe
that.
you're not a customer.
I am not a customer. I am not a customer. Thank you so much for coming.